Hello everyone, DJ Aiden here, and welcome back to a new video. I know, it's been 5 months since I could, even say that, but I am so sorry for disappearing. I just had to work on stuff, and, well, I still have stuff to work on, but hopefully summertime I'll have more free time, and we'll just have to see what the future holds in store for me. I'm sure as you saw in the title, yes, I got Escape the Pizzaplex fairly early, so if you want to avoid spoilers for this book, I would highly advise that you don't watch this video at all. Why would you watch this video if you want to avoid spoilers? But anyways, you're likely here for the spoilers, you're likely here for the tea on why this book is disappointing, so I'm not going to waste any time. Just sit back, relax. This is going to be a pretty calm video while I express my feelings about this book, and let's begin. First, let's just summarize the narrative and just get a general grasp of what the story is trying to tell us. In this book, we play as Cassie, the same Cassie from the Security Breach DLC Ruin. So, we have a general idea of what Cassie is like. Loves Roxy, best friends with Gregory, all that good stuff. In this book, we play games with Gregory late into the night at the Pizzaplex. Night 1 begins with Gregory and Freddy. Freddy is like, alright, I'm gonna be the hunter, I'm gonna give y'all a countdown. And Gregory's like, alright, let's go hide it. And we have some options of where we can hide. Though it doesn't really matter that much because it pretty much goes in the same way, just with slightly different descriptions. What you need to know is that Freddy goes kinda haywire, he gets aggressive, he goes where are you? I found you. All that creepy stuff. And when he captures you, it feels like it's almost game over for you, but in reality, it's just Gregory pulling a prank, because I guess he has dark humor. Calm down, liberals, it's only Gregory's dark humor. Getting mauled by a bear, potentially. We then move on to night 2. It's the same game, except Monty is the hunter now, and Gregory is still the hider, so nothing much has changed. But here's the thing, you do have to be careful, because if you don't choose carefully, Monty's gonna get you and kill you. But it's pretty easy to avoid death, so you are given 2 options of where to go to, Bonnie Bowl or Monty's Gator Golf. And no, you do not find Bonnie's dead corpse, by the way, I'm just letting you know right now. Night 2 ends with Monty jumping on us and being like, I got you, you little shit. And then Greg was like, whoa, okay, I swear, this wasn't a prank this time, I swear. And Cassie's like, sure, buddy. And she's like, oh, I'll take your word for it. Night 3 begins and Cassie's like, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Gregory. I don't want to play any more of your stupid games. I'm leaving. And Gregory's like, wait, no, don't leave, please. And as she walks away, Freddy's like, wait, you can't leave. Snatches her and puts her inside his stomach hatch, takes her to the kitchen. And she's like, Gregory, I swear to God, what's your explanation for this one? And Gregory's like, okay, look, I wasn't the one who made him do that. Freddy did that. And he was like, yeah, it's true. Gregory's telling the truth. I need to protect you because there is a guy named Reagent, basically a big staff bot who has chemical stuff going for him. He basically cleans organic stuff, whatever. Basically the cleaner of the Pizzaplex. And if you get in his way, you're most likely gonna die because, chemicals and all that stuff. Gregory then states, alright, me and Freddy know how to deal with this guy. You stay put. And Cassie's like, okay, man, whatever you say. So then we just goof around a little bit, and then we're gonna be like, yeah, we're just gonna go hide because Reagent's here. And then Cassie literally passes out from the chemicals, but the last thing she sees is Roxanne Wolf carrying her, coming to save the day. And we then literally just go into night 4. That's literally how night 3 ends. Night 4 begins with us inside of Roxy's green room, and she's like, hey, Cassie, you good? Cassie's like, whoa, Roxy. And Roxy's like, yeah, alright. So stuff has been going on as of recently, and we're gonna go do some stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna cut night 4 short because it's getting redundant and you get the pattern now. Basically, Gregory and Freddy seem to be getting to a fight. Cassie's like, well, what's this? And Roxy's like, don't watch, it's gonna get ugly. And it gets ugly because from what it looks like, Gregory gets killed by Glamrock Freddy, and Cassie's mortified. She's like, my friend's dead! What do I do? And as Freddy like approaches to her, they're all laughing and Gregory's alive. And Roxy's like, oh, I joined in the prank because Gregory told me that you like to be scared. And then Cassie literally just like crashes out and just leaves. That's literally all she does. She leaves. I don't blame her. I would actually kick all the animatronics and Gregory's ass if I was Cassie. We then go into night 5 with Cassie crying into a closet. And Roxy's like, hey, can you let me in? This is serious this time. I'm not pulling any pranks. Cassie's like, okay, fine. And Roxy's like, okay, listen, I'm really sorry for the prank. Wow. First FNaF character to ever apologize for a prank other than Michael Afton. Crazy. Well, don't at me on that. I was joking. But Roxy's like, okay, something's up. I don't feel right. And Cassie's like, hey, maybe scan yourself? And Roxy's like, you know what, that's a good point. Scan it for problems right now. And Roxy's like, oh, Cassie, I have bad news. It seems like Gregory may have programmed me and changed my goals to literally get you and potentially do harm to you. And Cassie's like, oh no. And Roxy's like, okay, what do we do? Cassie's like, okay, man, what if we get to the computer room? Find the computer room, basically. Hijinks with Reagent and Roxy almost crashing out later. We make it here, and the computer says, all right, you have to choose one. Rock, papers, or scissors. And the right one is rocks, and you choose rock and you win, and you help out Roxy, and Roxy's like, hooray, we did it. But there's an issue, Cassie. Reagent is now specifically after you. And she's like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And we're given a few options on how we handle Reagent. You use Soda-Roni to kill him. You use Monty's claws and put it on Roxy to kill him. There's many ways to kill him. But it seems like the Monty's claw way is canon. So in the canon path, Roxy kills Reagent with the claws. And Roxy's like, you're free to go, Cassie. I'll miss you. And as she walks out of the Pizzaplex, Gregory is standing there like a little gremlin, smiling, like, I want to play a game tomorrow. Fucking Jigsaw style. I will be honest, this book gets a 4.5 out of 10. This is just the biggest disappointment of a FNaF book. I actually cannot lie. I was expecting something with this book. I wasn't even expecting like freaking Vanny appearing or whatever. Because let's be real here. As much as Scott's been saying, oh, I want to use Vanny more, Vanny's never getting used. Let's be real here. This is just so disappointing. It only gets a 0.5 because some of its comedy is actually pretty funny. Yes, I'm being serious. The comedy was good enough for the book to be slightly carried. But yeah, it isn't the worst FNaF book I've ever read. That belongs to Monster. It's always going to belong to Monster. But, oh, it is most definitely the most disappointing FNaF book I have, like, ever read. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it here. Point number 1 as to why this book is bad. The narrative. The narrative is weak and is, like, not really compelling because it doesn't even try to move the whole, like, Glamrock animatronics are getting hacked, something is wrong with them narrative. All it does is like tease a little bit of, ooh, what's going on? It's like only, oh, Gregory has control over the robots until he may or may not have control over them later on. Like, it's vague, but not in the fun way of vagueness. The story is literally just Cassie getting tortured over and over again. But there's nothing she gains out of returning. Nothing at all. They should have, like, given her a motive other than, like, ooh, Gregory, my friend, I don't want to leave him. With, like, the week before, Ralph had a motive to support his family, to support his daughter, because he needs the money, right? He needs a job to support her, obviously. But Cassie, she just keeps on returning to Gregory, who's just honestly kind of abusing her as a friend, and it's honestly just kind of bothersome to me. Why? Why doesn't Cassie have a motive to come back? Like I said, it could have been like, oh, the animatronics are acting weird. I have to help them. I love these animatronics. I don't want to see them hurting people. That would have been a good motive, where she finds out like, oh, Gregory's causing trouble, or something is wrong with Gregory. Literally anything to give this any substance. And the lore it gives out is such a nothing burger that no people are gonna be like, oh, not everything has to be about the lore. Maybe, but come on. You have a book about probably what is GGY, you know, a big ongoing mystery. This is like if I made a book about Shadow Freddy but didn't confirm anything about him or debunk anything about him, just made him just walk around, just say follow me, and that's it. Isn't that a little bit stupid, not confirming things? And now on to point number 2, and to be honest, this upsets me greatly, because this is an interactive novel, not a barely interactive novel. It's barely interactable. The Pizzaplex is your biggest location in Five Nights at Freddy's history, and you're throwing it away for the loading dock? Why can't we explore the daycare? Why can't we explore, like, Chica's freaking maser size? I'll even think Chica's maser size, for God's sake. But no, we're left with a book where the ending is all the same. The game overs are not even that unique. And the craziest thing is DJ Sturf, a well-known guy who, like, you know, tests out stuff for FNaF in the books. He literally said, oh man, I wish they took my 5 suggestions for the endings. Which means there was probably supposed to be, like, more cooler endings. But no, all we got is Reagent dying over and over again, but with a slightly different way of dying. Like, what? What are you guys doing? Why are we ignoring DJ Sturf's recommendation? This dude is literally good at recommending stuff. Like, I just want to say, we don't even get to see Cassie's background. Like her background story or anything like that. We only see her in the Pizzaplex, which is just so lame. And this just leaves me befuddled because, like I said, we get to see Ralph's life. We get to see Oswald's life. So why don't we get to see, like, Cassie's life in the outside world? You know? It helps to build her as a character. And also, shame on you, Scott Coffin. You should have noticed that Glamrock Freddy uses contractions in this book. Glamrock Freddy never used contractions in the Security Breach game. Shame on you. This book isn't canon. Time to throw it to the scrap heap. It's a parallel to, I don't know, Henry Emily. Yep, Cassie's Henry Emily, William Afton's Gregory. Solved it, guys. This is how you guys do the parallel theories. Did I do it right? The weirdest thing is that somehow this book mentions Glamrock Bonnie as a full-fledged animatronic before Glamrock Chica. Where was she in all of this? Where was the Tangle in all of this? Okay, maybe not the Tangle. That I can maybe understand. But where was Fanny in all of this? Anything, guys, please. I'll take anything. I'll even take the daycare attendant. Just give us something to work with that isn't just Monty or Freddy or Roxy, okay? Now, to summarize my entire thoughts and feelings on this book, I do not like this book. It's not a good book. It's one of the most disappointing FNaF books. Actually, no, it's the most disappointing FNaF book. The narrative is lame, the choices are as useful as a stick, but even a stick can lead to more different paths than this book, and I am just sincerely disappointed in Scott Coffin for fumbling this book so bad. Like, come on, man. And worst of all, we don't even get to have any fun. I didn't even have no smile on my face except for, like, Monty being comedic for, like, one time. That's it. So, yeah, this book is just not that good. I'm sorry, guys, this ain't it. I'll be completely honest here. I think we just need a break from the books for a good bit, because, for one, fans are getting agitated and be like, why? Why do we keep on getting FNaF books with lore? I hate this! And they're getting angry. No one's kind of happy about this, so I think the best solution is for Scott to take a backseat with the FNaF lore books and just kind of give it time to develop and just let the fans eat up the games for a little bit and just let them recompose themselves. I think that's everything I needed to say. This book isn't really that good. and I think we just need a break from the FNaF books because I think everyone is at their wits' end with just the books in general. But this has been DJ Aiden, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Hopefully I will make some more videos soon, hopefully.